Science is often portrayed as cold, emotionless, and bound by rigid rules. Imagination, on the other hand, is usually reserved for children, artists, or people with too much free time. But history shows us something very clearly. Scientific progress belongs to those who refuse to exclude imagination, and one of the clearest proofs of this truth is Albert Einstein. Einstein was not a machine that produced equations. He was someone who imagined first and calculated later, and this order was not accidental. By the end of the 19th century, physics was considered complete. Newton's laws worked. The universe was seen as a perfectly functioning clock. There were small inconsistencies, but no one expected a revolution. Tradition said this: the existing rules are enough. There is no need to go further. And that was the problem. Tradition was effective, but it was not fully truthful. Einstein did something risky. He did not question formulas. He questioned assumptions. And in science, that is a dangerous move. Einstein's most powerful tool was not a laboratory. It was not a telescope. It was this: thought experiments. He asked himself a strange question. What would I see if I traveled alongside a beam of light? It sounds absurd, because no one can outrun light. But Einstein understood something crucial. Science advances by asking questions that seem impossible. That imaginary question led him to realize that time and space were not absolute. And at that moment, the old order cracked. Newtonian physics was not wrong. It was incomplete. The theory of relativity stated something radical. Time does not flow the same for everyone. Space is not fixed. Speed alters reality itself. This was not just a scientific claim. It was a slap to humanity's understanding of the universe. And here is the key point. This revolution was built in the mind before it was proven by experiments. First imagined 10 meals. Many traditional scientists resisted, because tradition prefers one thing. This is how it has always been. But the universe does not care about comfort, because imagination cannot be controlled. It breaks rules. It disrupts comfort. Einstein himself stood outside the system. He struggled in academic circles. His ideas were mocked. It was labeled as speculative. But history repeats the same pattern. New ideas are rejected first, then taught in textbooks. If GPS works today, if satellites calculate time correctly, if relativistic corrections exist, it is because of those ideas once dismissed as too imaginative. Einstein left us a clear lesson. Science is not just calculation. Knowledge without imagination stagnates. Tradition matters. The past matters, but it is not untouchable. Revolutions come from those who dare to ask, what if this could be different? Albert Einstein's revolution began the moment reason shook hands with imagination, and that formula still works. What if I told you the most groundbreaking ideas in modern physics didn't come from a fancy lab, but from inside a man's head while he was daydreaming at a patent office? That man was Albert Einstein, and his imagination didn't just change science. It reshaped our entire reality. Born in Germany in 1879, Einstein wasn't the stereotypical child prodigy. He was a late talker, questioned authority, and struggled with the rigid school system. But from a young age, a burning curiosity about the universe set him apart. He famously wondered what it would be like to ride alongside a beam of light. This simple question, this thought experiment, planted the seeds for his theory of special relativity. After graduating, he couldn't find a teaching job, so he took a position as a clerk at the Swiss patent office in Bern. This seemingly mundane job gave him the freedom and the time to think. And think he did. 1905 became his miracle year. In just a few months, this unknown 26-year-old published 4 papers that would turn physics on its head. He explained the photoelectric effect, which laid the foundation for quantum theory and won him the Nobel Prize. He proved the existence of atoms, and he unveiled his theory of special relativity, introducing the world to the most famous equation in history. E equals mc squared. This equation revealed a mind-blowing concept. Mass and energy are two sides of the same coin. A tiny amount of mass can be converted into a tremendous amount of energy. This isn't just abstract theory. It's the principle behind nuclear power and, tragically, nuclear weapons. But special relativity only dealt with constant speeds. What about acceleration? What about gravity? This led Einstein to what he called his happiest thought. Imagine a man falling from the roof of a house. While he's falling, he feels weightless. He wouldn't feel his own weight. Now, picture that same man in a windowless elevator in deep space. Far from any gravity, if a cable pulls the elevator upwards with constant acceleration, the man would feel his feet pressed to the floor, just like he would on Earth. He couldn't tell the difference between being accelerated upwards and standing still in a gravitational field. This was the key insight. Gravity isn't a force pulling things down, as Newton had described. It's a curvature, a warping of space-time itself, caused by mass and energy. Think of it like placing a heavy bowling ball on a trampoline. The fabric of the trampoline dips and curves. Now, if you roll a marble nearby, it won't travel in a straight line. It will follow the curve created by the bowling ball. That's gravity. Planets orbit the sun not because they're being pulled by a mysterious force, but because they are following the straightest possible path through the curved space-time created by the sun's immense mass. This was the general theory of relativity, published in 1915. It was a masterpiece of human thought. It predicted that starlight would bend as it passed by the sun, a prediction spectacularly confirmed during a solar eclipse in 1919. Catapulting Einstein to global he became the first science celebrity. His face and famous wild hair recognized everywhere. But his story didn't end there. After fleeing Nazi Germany in the 1930s, Einstein spent the rest of his life at Princeton University. He became a passionate advocate for peace and civil rights, speaking out against racism and nationalism. Scientifically, however, he became somewhat isolated. He was deeply troubled by the bizarre, probabilistic nature of the new quantum mechanics that his own work had helped create. He famously declared, "God does not play dice with the universe." He spent his final decades searching for a unified field theory, a single elegant framework that could describe all the forces of nature, a quest that ultimately eluded him. So, why does any of this matter to you today? Well, without Einstein's theories, your life would be completely different. The GPS in your phone relies on general relativity. Satellites orbiting Earth experience time slightly faster than we do on the surface. Without correcting for this relativistic effect, your GPS would be inaccurate by several miles within a single day. Lasers, used in everything from barcode scanners to medical surgery, are a direct application of his work on stimulated emission. Solar panels. They work because of the photoelectric effect, he explained back in 19... Beyond the gadgets, Einstein's legacy is a profound shift in our cosmic perspective. He showed us that space is not just an empty stage, and time is not a universal clock ticking at the same rate for everyone. They are a dynamic, interwoven fabric that can be bent, stretched, and warped. He taught us that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we could have ever imagined. He proved that imagination is our most powerful tool for understanding the world. He taught us to question everything, to challenge accepted wisdom, and to never stop wondering. The next time you look up at the stars, remember that you're not just looking into empty space. You're looking at a grand cosmic tapestry, and a patent clerk who dared to daydream gave us the eyes to see it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through space-time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest notifications.